Sports Update, where we talk the biggest stories in the world of sport. And I can tell you something very excitingly. It was a weekend not to ever forget. Tell you why. There was so much happening in the world of sport. You want to move to the area where we had the El-Classico. Before the El-Classico, there was an El-Classico in basketball. And tell you what, it was still Real Madrid who took the day. But before we get into the conversation, my name is Sean Pablo, and I will be your guide today. I'm not going to be alone. As always, I have someone who will do absolute justice to the talks on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, Maxino Dixon.
It's a pleasure. Always great to be on the show.
Maxino, that seemed like a Real Madrid kind of smile, you know? That kind of smile. That kind of smile that you just put on your face, you wear it with all full confidence.
Right?
Of course, and you know you wear that smile because you just know that Jude Bellingham has just banged in goal number 13 in game number 13.
Unbelievable, like it's a shock the way and the speed with which he has fitted into this Real Madrid team. You begin to wonder, is he a striker? Is he a midfielder? Is he a playmaker? He's doing the work of everybody. Like he attacks, he assists, he gives through passes, he goes back to defend, and he bangs in goals. So I would say, if not that, this is just the beginning of the season. He should have definitely had a showing for the Ballon d'Or because, quite frankly, he has done well. Even for England, he has become a mainstay in their midfield, and he's just barely 20, which means we have so many years to get from this young man. And although I supported Barcelona for that matter, but I did know that Bellingham could be dangerous, and he delivered. They were a goal down, he brought them back into the game. The last kick of the game, he scored a fantastic goal. I mean, what else can you get? Getting one over your biggest rivals in his first El-Classico. We have to watch him because come the rest of this season, and even up to the Euros, is going to be a name to be talked about.
Well, Jude Bellingham, everyone is going to be talking about that young man. I mean, Erling Haaland came out to say this is totally out of this world. This is not human, he actually claimed, because Jude Bellingham keeps doing it. He is the only player in the UEFA Champions League this season that has been consistent in front of goals. He scored 3 goals in 3 matches to help Real Madrid win 3 of their games right in the group stages. Jude Bellingham, 10 goals in La Liga. He is on top of the chart when it comes for scorers, and of course he's got 3 goals in the UEFA Champions League. But let's take it away from Jude Bellingham and talk about the El-Clasico, what it naturally does mean. Before that game, Real Madrid had 101 wins in El-Clasico, while Barcelona had 100 wins. And Barcelona were looking to equal for that particular 101. And it happened at the stadium of Barcelona. Of course. And so you expect that Barcelona were going to take the day. But before that game, 2 days before it, there was a basketball El-Clasico.
I watched that.
Where Real Madrid also defeated Barcelona by a slender
one basket.
65-64.
Then they moved to the football pitch.
And of course,
they now did it. Still one goal.
Let's actually look at what it all means. I mean, the dominance between Real Madrid and Barcelona this season. Barcelona, of course, are the defending champions of the La Liga. But does it mean this season that we might just be having a new sheriff in town?
It is very, very possible. Although some would say that Barcelona, they were lacking some players, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and so they were kind of light up front. But it's, when it's El-Clasico, it doesn't matter. It's Barcelona versus Real Madrid. So even if you are not a top starting player, you always put in your best. So definitely with this win by Real Madrid, trust me, I see Barcelona struggling to catch up with them, except Real Madrid drop form. But from the looks of things, and with Bellingham pushing them, I don't think so, because it seems like Bellingham is on a mission. He's on a mission to prove himself, not just for himself alone, but as an Englishman. There's this belief that English players don't do well abroad, but he did well in Germany, but no one expected him to do so well in Spain, and more so for Real Madrid. He's now basically the new Galactico there, let's just put it that way. And I tell you, with the way they are going, I think Real Madrid might win it. They might just take the La Liga, and even if they don't win the Champions League, but they will go far. With Bellingham fit and not injured, they will go very far.
Do you see Bellingham winning the Ballon d'Or anytime soon or anytime in the future?
Yes, because look, like I said, had it been that he had been with Real Madrid early this year, and perhaps they won a title, he would have definitely been shouting there. Absolutely. Because what are we talking about? Okay, it's already take for given that Messi is going to win the Ballon d'Or. People were talking about Haaland. But you know, Haaland was just scoring goals, and basically he was assisted by a certain De Bruyne. But look at where Bellingham is coming from the midfield. He's assisting.
He's not even expected to score.
Not expected.
But he does it at will
effortlessly
every game.
Yes. And he scores with both feet. He can score from the left, he can score from the right, he can score from the center. Look at the equalizer, that fantastic shot that sent the goalkeeper, he was bewildered. He didn't see that coming. So definitely, Bellingham is a real athlete. He's almost like a complete footballer. And like I said, at just age 20, there's so much ahead of him. And if he is properly guided, trust me, he'll be one of the best players in the long, perhaps, Sean, he might now become the new debate as the Messi and Ronaldo era ends. Bellingham is obviously the one going to lead that new talk about the best, who is the best guy.
Do you see him as the top tier when it comes to the conversation of Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland?
Yes.
Is that Jude Bellingham right in that talk?
Of course, he's in. Look, if he were not playing for Real Madrid, they have to say, okay, it's just one off, maybe with Borussia Dortmund or any other team, even Liverpool. But he's playing for Real Madrid, and he's carrying that team on his shoulders. That's why a lot of football experts expected Mbappe to. In fact, with what he's doing now, trust me, Mbappe will rush to Real Madrid. He will rush to Real Madrid, and eventually, even Haaland, at some point, he would want to go to Spain. Because now we're seeing a new football dynasty emerge. And so I see Bellingham creating that new frontier, that
paradigm shift,
transition from that Ronaldo Messi thing. And now we're seeing, how old is he? 20. Mbappe is 23. Haaland is 21. So you see, they're all still young. So definitely there's a lot to play for. Mbappe has won the World Cup already. Haaland has won Champions League, and in fact he has won the treble. Now Bellingham wants to prove himself, and like I said, if for instance he's able to prove himself with Real Madrid this season and England at the Euros, surely he will win the Ballon d'Or. There's no question about it, he will win.
Well, of course, Jude Bellingham might be the conversation, but tell you, it was the El-Classico that really rocked the whole of Spain over the weekend. But away from El-Classico, there was another huge game which everyone talked about, really right about now. So people say that the difference between Chelsea and Manchester United is that one team needs prayers while the other team needs players. But I wouldn't know which prayers or players. But again,
there's a P.
They show me
players,
the P.
prayers.
Let's talk about the Manchester derby. Maxino, what a game that was. For me, I was absolutely thrilled. Of course, I knew Manchester City were on the better side. But again,
did you expect them to walk over?
You wouldn't expect them to have a fashion stroll right on the pitch of play. That was just illegal. How did they do that, Maxino?
Manchester United, they need players, they need prayers, they need everything. Because that team is shambolic right now. I'm not saying it because I'm a Liverpool fan, but look, that team is in crisis mode now. Now, it is not Onana's fault, the goalkeeper. No.
It was clear. He made 7 clinical saves that should have resulted to a goal yesterday.
I've said it that the problem has never really been Onana. The problem is that defense. Then they don't have a leader. They don't have anybody carrying that team. Onana can do so much as he can from the back, and the others reciprocating. The answer is no. They were complaining that he shouts. But if he doesn't shout, they won't sit up. And we can see that the defense is average. Completely average. You saw the mistake Lindelof by the touchline. Everything they just gave the ball away. And if not that, Onana came out, that would have been goal number 3 or number 4. So look, Ten Hag, his days are counting. His head is on the chalkboard right now as we speak. Because if Man U don't turn it around before Christmas, Ten Hag is going. He's going back to Amsterdam. There's no question about it. But the question I now ask is, who can take over Manchester United out there?
Of course, it's going to be a whole lot to look into with managers, because right now there's a scarcity of top quality managers. But again, you look at the character of Eric Ten Hag, one who fights his players. I mean, we've had cases with Cristiano Ronaldo. Now the talk is about Jadon Sancho, who is forced him to apologize in public. And Sancho's come out and say, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not supposed to go out there in public and apologize. You were the one who came out and say I wasn't, I wasn't up to the power of the match. Yeah. So all of this is passing across one message. Just like you said, his days are counting, the clock is ticking. It's just about time, or maybe a little bit about time, for Erik ten Hag to just be exited of Manchester United. But is the manager really the problem of Manchester United? How about the owners, the Glazers family?
Look, as much as you will criticize the Glazers, have they actually spent money on the team over the years? The answer is yes. Since Sir Alex Ferguson stepped away 10 years ago, they spent over $1 billion or £1 billion.
But Pogba for £89 million and whatever.
But it's just not working. It's just not working. And the truth is, Man U is at a place now where football has changed from the Ferguson era. You have the Gengen pressing of club, you have the tiki-taka and the constant Arteta and even Pep Guardiola. So unfortunately, Man U has not been able to get the right mix in terms of coaching, and that has affected them. Also, in terms of player recruitment, they have made some mistakes. Haaland was available at a point, they said no. Bellingham was available, they said no. So many players like that. Then the ones that they counted on, what's his name, the Portuguese guy, the one in the middle, Fernandes. He gets missing from big games. You don't see him. Maguire, I mean, I don't want to say anything more than that, but Maguire, Then even Rashford and Martial. Martial is so inconsistent. So there is a real problem with Manchester United. I don't know what would have happened if the Qatari sheikh had purchased. I don't know what would have happened, but I think that team needs thorough restructuring, from the coaching to the players, everything. Perhaps that's what Cristiano Ronaldo was alluding to when he had that interview that some of us felt, why should he talk like that? But if you look at it now, by the passing day, he's becoming justified. Like, there is a problem with Manchester United. Things are not just working. And if they don't fix it quickly, definitely somebody will have to pay the price. And it looks like it's the Dutchman.
Well, of course, that's going to be a whole lot to be seen pretty shortly. How it does pan out there at Carrington Road for Manchester United, it will be clear enough for everyone to see and exactly how they will fare this season. But talk about this season, talk about this season's Ballon d'Or awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to 3, or maybe technically 2, or maybe singularly 1. It will just be a conversation you gotta be a part of. We have Lionel Messi, who's a part of the 3. We have Erling Haaland, who's a part of the 3. And then Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne hasn't been in action lately, especially for this season. So as a result, a lot of people have said he's not going to be getting the nod as the Ballon d'Or winner for this season. Erling Haaland is the very first time he's been nominated. He scored a lot of goals last season. This season already scored 13 goals. As a matter of fact, he scored 11 goals in the Premier League. That is as much goals that Manchester United have scored as a team. But Erling Haaland, people just say all he does is score. It is beyond just scoring to become the Ballon d'Or winner. Lionel Messi for me. Lionel Messi, of course, is a goal scorer and incredible talent. He just cannot get Lionel Messi. And the award, or rather the trophy that eluded him over his career, he got it last year in the space of this Ballon d'Or award.
Exactly.
Lionel Messi, is he going to be your candidate for the award tonight? Besides, Romano came out and said that it's been confirmed that Didier Drogba will be handing over the award to Messi tonight. So if you watch it later on tonight, you heard it here first. Didier Drogba is going to be having that coveted, that precious, that priceless Ballon d'Or in his hands to hand over to Lionel Messi. But is it a reality you want to put your money on?
The truth is, there's a dearth of talent, right? When you compare Haaland with Messi, yes, Haaland has scored goals, true. But the question we'll ask is, this season, how has he performed with Manchester City? Especially with De Bruyne not there. You see, Haaland is an old-fashioned striker. He feeds off other players to shine, right? He hustles, but not as much as someone like Victor Osimhen. But you see, Messi, let's look at it. He won the World Cup within this calendar year. He won Ligue 1 within this calendar year. Then he took a base team in the Major League Soccer, MLS, Inter Miami, and they won a trophy. So in other words, this calendar season, he has won, that's between 2022 and 2023. Messi has won 3 trophies with 3 different teams: Argentina, Paris Saint-Germain, and Inter Milan. And the manner he did it, look, let me tell you the truth. I agree, there's some people say there's some bias, but look, the way Messi carries his teams, you cannot but agree that this guy is a genius. I agree, he's already phasing out, and he himself knows it. Personally, I don't even think he would be bothered about the
He even wishes Erling Haaland wins it. Like, he does say that.
Yeah, he's not bothered, but the truth is, you cannot look at what he has done within the short time he has gone to the United States.
To Inter Miami.
Like, now there is a buzz about MLS, whether you like it or not. True. Yes, fine. There some people say, okay, they were supposed to have been relegated. There's no relegation in MLS. But look, he carried that team. This was a team that was dead, buried in their pink jerseys, being whipped around the park. And before you know, everybody raised their game. Because of him, 2 or 3 players got invitations to their national teams because they suddenly are picked up. So Messi, both on and off the pitch, he is a football god. Let's just take it like that. So I know many fans will feel hard done by
You'll be like, Marcusino, how you say that? I'm a Real Madrid fan. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo did a whole lot like that. You know, like, you gonna tell me that?
Now, Ronaldo is actually doing the business in Saudi Arabia.
True.
But before he started that just a few weeks ago, between last year and this year, what has he done? Nothing. He has really not done anything. In fact, at the time he joined Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, they were second, but they were on top, but they dropped. They didn't win. You understand? So if it's that argument of Ronaldo versus Messi, who did more? Messi has done more. But trust me, this will be the last. Some will say maybe FIFA just wants to give Messi a retirement, like just take and go. Well, you may not be wrong. You may not be wrong if you see it that way. But for this calendar year, yes, you could give an argument for Haaland. But when you look at the overall balance of play, Messi still has it, and that's just the truth.
Well, we're going to be looking out to see who eventually will be having that bragging rights, that Ballon d'Or, and for Messi is going to be number 8 if he does win it tonight. Ronaldo has got 5 Ballon d'Ors and he is the closest in history. If Messi hits the 8th, that would be like over, because it would be so hard to say anyone in history to be able to get 8 Ballon d'Or. Let's move away from that and move to the battle of the baddest, like it's called, from one champion against another champion. The champion of WBC heavyweight, of course, had to go face to face in a non-title fight against the ex-champion of UFC. Talk about Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Of course, by every meter and match, they are just no match if it comes to boxing. Tyson Fury, of course, had experienced hands. He's been into 33 wins and, of course, just 1 draw. He's actually experienced no loss. He's a boxer, of course. But then you come to the part where it is for Francis Ngannou. He's had 17 fights, and 17 fights is won, 3 draws in the mixed martial art. He has never been defeated as well. And crossing from mixed martial art to boxing, an incredible stuff. Absolutely. He is 37 years old, 1 year older than Tyson Fury, who is 36. Yeah. And of course, when you look at their sizes, he weighs 257 pounds, while Fury on his part weighs 267 pounds. And you look at their reach, Tyson obviously has a much more with 85 depth in his reach, while Ngannou has 83 depth in his reach. And when it comes to the height, Ngannou is 6 feet 4 inches, while Tyson Fury is 6'9" feet inches. Of course, the whole statistics here comes to say that one particular boxer is way better, way experienced, way more in the game, way as the favorite, and of course he is the heavyweight champion. So there's just no way that you expect him to lose that fight. But he was knocked down right in the 3rd round. Francis Ngannou might not have won the fight, but he won the heart of so many people, Maxino.
That is the common refrain. He didn't win the fight, but he won the heart of everybody. Absolutely. Ngannou, for someone not just coming into the boxing ring for the first time, but against the undefeated world champion.
I'm telling you.
And he stood his ground. Credit to him. He is a fighter. He has represented Africa. He is a pride to the Cameroonians. You know, Cameroonians are natural warriors. Even from their football, you can see. So Ngannou brought that African feel. And also, sparring or being trained by Mike Tyson helped him. Tyson gave him the confidence. Look, take it. You won't take it from Tyson Fury. He's a good boxer, but the fact that Ngannou could go the distance with him, he didn't tire out. He knocked him out. He knocked him out. Even gave him a black eye as a souvenir
in the third round.
So I mean, look, it was a non-title fight, right? So some might say maybe Tyson Fury was a bit complacent, but no, he respected Ngannou respect, and it was a clean fight. It's just that, some experts say there were times where Ngannou had the opportunity to actually nail him. But because he's not
combo.
Exactly, the combinations. But he's not a boxer.
He's not experienced in that field.
Yet. And still, you can't take anything away from him. How much has he earned doing UFC or MMA? How much? But one fight, $10 million. Clean. 10 million
and
trust me, he will get more, as time goes on, he will get more fights with other boxers, whether it is both for title or non-title. Because he has shown that with more training, with more sparring, he will go far. And I think also what he needs to do, as some would say, you should stick to the southpaw game. That is the way it's fought in the United States, the boxing. But what even impressed everybody is he didn't quite use Mike Tyson's style. He brought his own style, defensive style, but he stood his ground. He was not, you could see throughout the fight, he wasn't shaken at all.
And that was why I was able to gift that black eye souvenir to Tyson Fury. Well, of course, Ngannou had a whole lot in that fight. A lot of people have begun to come out to say that Ngannou perhaps won it. I mean, people like Mike Tyson says the true champ of the evening, of course, Francis Ngannou. So proud how you performed. We also had talks from Chris Eubank Jr., who also says that watching from the ringside, I thought Ngannou won the fight. Yes. A lot of people have come out and say that they actually believe that Ngannou took the day. But looking at the result, 3 judges, it was a split decision though. Ngannou had one of the judges, 95-94. And then Tyson Fury had one of the judges as well, 95-94. And then it was the third judge who made all the significance in the fight, judging Fury over Ngannou 96-93. But then, let's imagine, Maxino, you are a 4th judge in this bout, and then you looked at it from the ringside, and you also saw the intensity, you saw the inexperience, you saw the resilience, you saw the patience, you saw the punches, you saw everything. Where are you going to put your money?
I think I will give it to Ngannou, sincerely. Though close, not maybe 2 points difference. Yes, I'll give it to Ngannou because for me, he actually landed more punches. I took time to review that match again. He landed more punches, but again, in boxing, the combination, like you talked about, those are the things that matter. Then definitely some boxing purists will not want it to be said that someone from another discipline comes and defeats an undefeated boxing champion. So
more like somebody who has never boxed
in his life professionally. So there's that argument that we can't bring this game to the
reputation of the game.
Look, the fact is, it's an open contest, and if Ngannou won, they should have given it to him. And he said that he believes he won, and he said he knows Tyson knows he won. However, if the match had gone to points, he knew they would not give it to him. If not, because they will use technicalities. But whatever you may, he has made a point. He has proved himself to be a real champion. So congratulations, Francis Ngannou. You've done yourself proud. You've done Africa proud. Of course, you had Nigerian support by the ringside. Adesanya and Usman, they stood with you.
True.
Cristiano Ronaldo supported you. I mean, the world has seen what you can do. So yes, indeed, it's the beginning of greater things to come for him.
And he said he's going to be back. He said he's going to be back. He's going to be back to face Fury again. And he also said that he's sure that Fury will want to take the fight and take it to the ring. Yeah. Well, he all wrapped up there at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for a fight which so many call the Battle of the Baddest. It was about championships, it was about the champions, but no title yet. We still talk about how impressed we are of that particular fight. Ladies and gentlemen, that one will lead to the rebout where Tyson Fury will be able to take on Alexander Usyk. It has now been dated for December 23rd, still at the same Kingdom Arena, Riyadh. We're going to be looking for the same when Alexander Usyk take on Tyson Fury for the WBC heavyweight title. And I just cannot but say thank you so very much for being a part of this broadcast today. It has been a huge pleasure being here talking about sport, football, and not forgetting boxing. Thank you so very much. It has been a pleasure having you on this show today. Of course, this is where we're going to be wrapping up Vaughn's Sport Update. Do not forget, just as Maxino predicted 3-1 for Nigeria, head on right now on the comment section and do comment your prediction. What scoreline you think? Of course, you can do that on YouTube. You can also do it on Spotify. We are on Instagram. We are also on X. And do not forget, you can also join on our Facebook page to comment your prediction. It has been a great pleasure to be your guide here today. Do join us, same time, same channel, and of course next week. For now, my name is Sean. Have a good one.